to Iracing League's podcast for February 20th, 2026. I am your co-host, Rob Lowell. Joining me, as always, is Brandon Garrand. Brandon, how you doing this snowy winter night here in the Northeast?
Oh, not too bad. Just got home from driving in that snow. Yeah, I thought the snow was over, but fooled once again.
Yeah, and it looks like the 1 to 3 inches they predicted is going to be more probably like 5 to 8 when it gets all said and done, because I think we got the 3 inches on the ground now.
Yep. I would say there's about 3 inches when I was driving home. So
Yeah, I think it's a good
winter
night
usually
to.
doesn't. Yeah, winter usually doesn't end until about what, April here. So
Yeah, I remember one year we got like 3 feet on April 4th. I had the dumb idea to go snowmobiling in that storm, and we were up in the Green Mountains up in Ripton, that area, and man, the trails themselves were great, but every once in a while you hit a water bar that was opened up, and that was a little hard with sleds. So
yeah, it
yeah,
was. I think me and my dad just were looking up the airborne schedule last week when he was over, and of course the Leon's race is April 12th, and we were thinking, man, that seems early because you never know if there might be a snowstorm that weekend.
yeah, absolutely, it's very real possibility. So um, good snowy night here in the Northeast to have the podcast. We're gonna go over our Busch Series results from Phoenix, the postponed and now completed Phoenix race. And then we're going to have our final spot playoff drivers that are battling. Um, Former series champion Frank Zingen, who's currently sitting 15th in points, 20 points ahead of Chris Progar, who new to us this season. And they're in a spirited battle going to North Wilkesboro where anything could happen.
Yeah, definitely anything could happen, and while 20 points seems like a lot, it could it could go in a flash real fast at a short track. So should be exciting that there's a race within the race on Sunday.
Yeah, absolutely. I think what makes North Wilkesboro dangerous is, coming off turn two or even turn four, but more so turn two. Um, with this damage model we've had for about a year now, you get sideways and you get nose first and the inside wall. It's pretty easy to blow a motor and be out before the race is even get going. So um,
I do want to clarify we are running the old version of North Wilkesboro, so it'll look like it did back in the 80s, 90s. So we don't have we're not running the updated track. There's a little hack with a grip strip down on the bottom of I think it was turn 1 and 2. So we as admin elected to do the old version of the track, and personally I kind of like that. I love the old nostalgic look of the old Wilkesboro. The new one looks nice, don't get me wrong, but there's something about the worn out track, the worn out wall, all the stuff just being worn out just looks awesome.
absolutely, and you got the hand scoreboard. And let's face it, we're kind of a nostalgia series. We're on the next gen of the current O'Reilly's car, but we call ourselves the Busch Series, the Winston Cup Series for a reason. So it just felt right, when um, our broadcaster gave us a little heads up about the grip strip, and then we did some additional digging on it and talked to some guys that are pretty respected in the iRacing community. They also the same thing that there's a little grip strip cap around the bottom, and if guys get to it, it turns into a one-lane racing, and it's not really competitive. Whereas the old track, you can run 2 lanes, you can make the top work, make the bottom work. So that's what, as admins, we decided to go with. So it's 5 after 7. I guess that does our intro up here. We'll jump right into Phoenix. Boy, it was already 2 weeks ago. It doesn't seem possible. February's
Yeah,
we blinked and
seems
it's
like a long time
gone.
ago.
So I'll let you start off here, Brandon, while I get everything up and ready.
Yeah, so I'm looking at the results on SimHummer, and yeah, once again, Mr. Chad Coleman he's showing us how good he is, and he came out there and he led all 125 laps. I didn't even remember it. I didn't remember any of the results or anything until looking at this. So Chad came in there once again, and he showed us how good he can really be on these tracks, and then
Abs-
we got uh, I'll just go through the top 5 real quick. We got Scott Simley in second. He had a good run coming from 14th in the field. Mike Kelly continues his impressive run with us. He finishes third. Dustin Coggin finishes fourth. Very good, strong run. Dustin's really good at the short tracks. And then in fifth was Logan Kogar, and that's important because out of this top 5, I did not say Cody Gibson's name, our points leader. And those two guys that I just mentioned, Dustin and Logan, are the guys chasing him down. And Cody got into a little skirmish. I want to say about halfway through the race. So these guys are chipping away at that points lead that seemed very out of reach at one point.
Yeah, Cody dropped out. He finished 19th and he dropped out with 64 laps to go. Only 3 other cars went out before Cody, so um, Cody took a points hit. And we talked about, he missed 2 races, and every bad finish now is going to count for Cody because of those 2 missed races. So we talked about, someone like Dustin or Logan who have been to, I think the most either of them might have missed is 1. They got some in their pocket they can drop where Cody don't. So going forward, the points can be kind of volatile, especially here where there is no knockout playoffs. There's no reset partway through the season. It's season long points, and Cody finds himself 3-4 races ago looked like a pretty substantial and safe lead in points. Now he finds himself in a little bit of a battle, and we'll get the points up here in a minute. But
Yeah.
6th place was Kenneth Kuko. 7th was Connor Dudek. 8th place, Steve Ritter. Brandon, you came in 9th, and Ronald Holyfield rounded out the top 10.
We'll just round out the whole field here. We got
Yeah,
Johnny Barker
we got time.
11th, Jorge Ledesma Jr. 12th, Rick Kennedy 13th, Matthew Croak 14th, Landon Audette 15th, Bryson Anderson 16th, Jacob Wilson 17th, Rob yourself in 18th, Cody in 19th as we mentioned, Larry Bell 20th, Tanner Marr 21st, and Aiden Tatro 22nd.
I'll get the points up here real quick. Just got to do a little technical moves here in the background.
Yeah, we did not get any more tech savvy over the break though, folks. I'll tell you that much.
Hey, they should. We're lucky that we can even turn on a computer. Let's face it.
I tell you what, how my last 2 weeks were, I was lucky to get to the computer. So
Okay, we got the points coming up here now. I'll run through the top 5, Brandon, and then you can take the next 5.
Yep.
So points leader still Cody Gibson. We talked about what that point leads look like. I think he was up. Well, he was right around 50, right? Or was he even a little above 50 at one point?
So I scrolled over to the race by race standings, and um, he had a bad Daytona, which that happens. But after Daytona, he went on a streak of about looks like 8 races where he didn't score less than 40 points in a race. And now, ever since then, he's had a race where he hasn't scored 40 points. So he's barely scoring 30 points in these races. He's had the 2 that he missed, and then 3 of those finishes are less than 30 points. He had a good run at Talladega, but yeah, he had a good strong first half of the race season, and now it's kind of like it's flipped back over. So he had a gap, but Logan's been consistent throughout the whole season. I mean, his drop races are only, I'm looking at it, he's got drop races of 30, 30, and 21. Cody's drop races are 23, and then those 2 zeros. So
Yep.
you ain't, yeah, it's hard to make up races when you got those big goose eggs. So
Yeah, and I want to point out one other thing here. Cody's got 21 bonus points. Logan's got 8. So that's a 13-point difference. If off those bonus points, which is leading the lap, leading the most laps, and qualifying on the front row, um, it could be a one
it's a
point
1 point. Yeah.
race here. So Logan's 14 back. He's talked about Dustin's third. He's 27 back. Brandon, you sit 4th at 50 back, and Steve Ritter is right behind you at 58 back.
And then right after that, we got Johnny Barker, who is 87 back in 6th. Jorge Ledesma Jr., one of my favorites. He's 90 back in 7th. Ron Holyfield's in 8th, 97 back. Bryson Anderson's 9th, 115 back. And then Larry Bell sits 10th, 127 back. And I'm going to mention just one more driver, Tanner Marr. Tanner was up in the front a lot earlier in this season, too, and it just shows how much he's dropped. He's now outside the top 10, and I feel like Tanner might have missed a couple more races, but it was Tanner and Cody for the better half of the beginning of the season.
Yes, it was. Um, 12th is Rick Kennedy Jr. 13th is myself. 14th, Chad Coleman. Chad's really put on a clinic. He's only had what is he up to?
50%. He's shooting 50% right now.
Yeah, he's at 8 starts out of the 16 possible. So, there's still 10 races to go in the season. Very easily could see Chad on the streak he's on getting up in the top 10 and maybe even up to the top 5. Who knows?
Yeah.
Joe Hudson's 15th. Mike Kelly, another guy that's he's got 10 starts. He's up to no, he's got 8 starts. Sorry, he's up to 16th. Frank Zingen, former Cup Series champion, is 17th. Kenny Rio is 18th, and Kyle Wellman is 19th. And
Yep,
Michael says Pavlov, but it was Pardusky sits 20th.
And that's crazy. Since Chad and Mike have come, they've raced the last 8 races, and they're 7 of 8 so far. So those guys kind of taking over what Cody has done, and now we got like a new target to shoot for. So it'd have been interesting to see how it would have been if they were here all season, but yeah, those guys are running great right now.
So I think what's really we get through this week short track at North Wilkesboro. I think the next 9 races, it's we got the close quarters, the nitty gritty stuff. It's behind us. We're gonna go into 9 races where it's tracks that gonna be higher speed.
Yep.
I think we're gonna see. I think we'll see the field get closer together as this goes on. So maybe I'm wrong on that, but I think you're going to see some really great races in the next 10 weeks. I think tonight will be a great race in North Wilkesboro. That place has never disappointed us with the Cup cars. So, but I'm really looking forward to as we get into the Kansases, the Chicagolands, Michigan, those places. Dover will be a great race.
Dover's good. I mean, Dover, I think, might be the smallest track. I don't know if it's actually smaller than Worldwide. That's our 2 shortest tracks we got left. Worldwide kind of races like a short track. We didn't get the race there last year, but that's kind of a shorter track, so we'll see how that runs. But yeah, like you said, most of these tracks coming up are now high, wide, and handsome. A lot of outside grooves. I love that. Tire wear. It should be a lot of fun here down the stretch here these last 9 weeks, which seems crazy that we're already that close to the end of the season. It's still 9 weeks. It's still a long time, but it does seem like the season has flown by, especially now that we've gotten out of our winter break, our February break here.
Yeah, absolutely. So with that, it's 7:15. We have our first guest of the night, and the first guest of the night is driver of the 7 car in the 802 Winston Cup Series.
Bodyguard. The bodyguard.
The bodyguard,
no, right? Or is it motion now?
It is motion now.
Motion.
First of the year. No more of the other people. It is 100% motion.
Chris usually reaches out and be like, Brennan, what do you think of my scheme when he's working on it? I was trying to remember what sponsor was on it. But
yes. Yeah, and then the whole body style changed, and now I'm stuck with just the basic black. So I've got to put something together for this weekend, make it look pretty.
So yeah, this weekend, kind of an uphill climb if you want to make the playoffs. I can't remember. I feel like you went on vacation, so you missed a couple weeks, correct?
Yeah, I missed Pocono, and then I think I missed 2 races. I think it was Pocono, and then the week before that, down in Florida.
Yeah, it looks like you have 12 starts out of a possible 17.
Yeah, well, I kind of missed Daytona too.
Yeah.
Oh, yep.
So that's
So,
two
yeah.
right there because the duels counted for points. So yeah, so
I'd say luckily for you, Frank missed about 3 or 4 races also, so it's kind of evened it out.
Yeah,
But
kind of squared it away. Yeah, I feel
what
like if I'd have been able to race a few more races this season, I think I'd be sitting a little bit better. But then again, the way my luck has been, like all through December and January, like even in a different league, I got caught up in other people's nonsense, disconnected the front tires instantly. It was just like, come on.
yeah,
I would
I
say
can
you and
race.
Johnny Barker have had the same luck this season.
It's
You guys are
and I'm
magnets for everything.
fast. And I'm bad fast too. Like I'm not like top 3 fast, but I can like if I can stretch my legs, I know I can make it top 5. I know I can. I have the pace to do it. And with the way you've got to manage the tires in this league, and the lower fuel, lower tire, it falls right into my wheelhouse. I enjoy this kind of racing where you've got to manage it. You've got to take care of your stuff so you can. And it's just, Now, don't get me wrong. I can't take care of it the way Pogo does. Holy crap. But I mean, I do a passable job.
yeah, there's a couple of guys in here that
I
seem to
just
have the
don't
short
get it.
run speed and the long run speed. I can do the long
Yeah.
run speed. I never have the short run speed. My qualifying shows that. I'm not a qualifier, so yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, now all that said, how do you feel about this weekend and possibly making up 20 points somehow? Is this kind of like one of those races where you want to just like, I'm going to try to survive and hope maybe
I'm
Frank gets caught up in something, or are you going to go out there and be like, you know what? I'm just going to go out there. I'm going to try to win this race. I'm going to try to get the pole. I'm going to try to lead all the laps.
I am just gonna go out there. Like if I make the playoffs, that's great. But I mean, we've got what Daniel's in the playoffs and Kip's in the playoffs.
Hmm.
So first and foremost, if I can manage to get ahead of Frank and pull some points, great. But at the end of the day, I'm not going to worry about that. We got 2 people on the team that are in the playoffs. I want to make sure that at least Daniel can get up further in the standings, and secure at least a little bit something something there for him. Kip's just been just the silent assassin. He has been the Mark Martin all season long, just constant good finishes. We've screwed up strategy a few times, but he's been able to recover. And at the end of the day, that's what I got to do. I just be the teammate, be the guy that they can count on to help them get the job done. And if it helps me in the end, then great. But I think I talked to you guys earlier, and I was like, yeah, I'm pretty sure I'm out of it anyway. So I'm just gonna focus on them. I'm gonna focus on being the teammate. I'll put the hard hat on and get in the trenches and get to work and help them out as best I can.
So, Chris, you used the term silent assassin. So does that mean you saw, Danielle Trotters this morning got in the
I did.
blind, and she kind
I
of had a
did.
little edgy, humorous post
Yeah.
there that
I
she went back
I
and took
thought it was
down
perfect.
because
I thought it was perfect.
we are a PG-13 rated league, and
Eh.
didn't want her to rub people the wrong way. So
Well,
she it was
PG-13
like,
gets at least one F-bomb, right?
yeah, it was like 2 bottles of wine, I guess, and she had some AI helping her. And did you get to see it, Brandon, this
I didn't
morning?
I didn't see the ones this morning, but I did see her correct herself and be a
Yeah.
little bit more friendly to everybody else.
Yeah.
I think I
No, it
may have
was.
a copy of the one this morning. I took it very hard from her. I'll say that. Um,
Yes, you did. Yes,
Numerous
yes.
places I really got hammered, but like I said, I had it coming. But
Yeah.
Chris, um, let's let me ask you this.
Yeah.
This is your first season with us. Um, Coming this year, what were your expectations for this league? From what you ran across the recruitment race and what you heard, and then once you tell us what
I
your expectations were, tell us what the reality of the league is now that you've been here for 12 races.
So I actually didn't do a recruitment race. You guys took me sight unseen, which you know what? That kind of doesn't say good things about you guys.
I don't know.
Just saying,
It
just
tells us
saying,
we had
just
good
saying.
judgment because you know
Um,
here you
no,
are.
Kip told me about you guys, and he was like, "Yeah, you know what? Come race Sunday nights. It's gonna be good." And I was like, "Heck yeah, let's do this." Because I was in Sunoco for 4 years, 5 years. When Dakota, finally said, "All right, I'm tired of this. I'm done." After our last season, tried another league. Didn't really do it for me. There was some disagreements, and I was like, you know what? It's cool. I'm gonna take me a little break. And then Kip's like, hey, come race on Sunday nights. I'm like, well, guess break's over. So, but yeah, it's been fun. It's a good group of guys. Obviously, you guys have been together for a while. So as the new kid coming in, I've kind of tried to make a name for myself to be respectful. If I screw up, I'm right there going, hey, that was on me. And I really try not to call anybody out publicly. Like I know I've messaged you a couple of times. Hey, this is kind of messed up. Just one event. That's all. Just not not trying to put it out there into the I'm not going to drink a couple of wine, a couple of bottles of wine and then fire it off. That's not me. I'm gonna try and keep it close. And it's I'm looking forward to next season. I really am. I can't wait. Like this season is good, but I think next season, I'll be able to kind of show what I've got a little bit more. And I feel like it's a good group of guys. We've got a good core, and I'm honored and thrilled to be a part of it. And I can't wait to see where we go next season. Hopefully with some branding.
Yeah, I would say that while you still have time to have a good rest of the season, you never know. I mean, once I'm not sure how the points will shake out once the eliminations happen. There's still a chance that I think when somebody gets eliminated, they go back to their normal points. I have to see how SimRacer Hub does it, but there's still a chance where you can climb up in these points too. So still a lot left to race for this season. Don't just jump to next season, but it's always good to look ahead too. I just want you to know
Oh,
that you got
no, no,
you
no,
got.
no.
I know what you're saying.
Yeah, I'm not writing this season off, but at the same time, man, I'm excited. I'm excited to see how the rest of the season plays out, and I'm excited to see how this next season goes. And I'm here for it, and I'm ready for it. And it's great. The race has ended at a good time. I could still do something on a Sunday night when we're done, and it's great. I absolutely love it. It's perfect.
And I do like hearing that you're committed already for next season. I like hearing that.
I do too.
That's
Yeah.
good news because you
I'm,
you are fun to race with, and I do enjoy when you're like, hey, I like having somebody be like, yo, man, what should I do for this paint scheme?
yeah.
I like helping you a little bit out there, and you're
If you're
pretty
not
nice
doing
as
anything
well.
tomorrow, I might be hitting you up. That's
That's
all I'm
fine. Hey,
saying.
you know my DMs are open.
Yep. Yeah, I might be actually just going. We need to do a voice call, share my screen,
Yeah. Well,
because I got to get some work done here. I got some ideas, but I don't know how they'll translate. So we'll see.
So
But no, seriously though, it's been an honor and a privilege to race with you guys, and I can't wait to see what happens next.
we're very honored to have you race with us, Chris, and you're one of the guys I've come this season to value your input, and um, I like that you're trying to work some things behind the scenes to help us out next year with the league. Really appreciative of that. You're very forward thinking, and that means a lot to us as a league. Um, when you saw the schedule, when Kip reached out to you and told you about us, and you looked at the schedule, was there one track that you reached up and circled on the schedule? That's my track. That's the one I'm looking forward to.
Freaking Atlanta, man.
Oh, Brandon, he's a guy after my own heart. Old Atlanta.
No, now wait a second. Are we doing new or old? Because if
Old.
it's
oh, it's
old,
old.
to
It's
hell with
old.
that. Oh,
Oh, you don't. Oh, you like New Atlanta?
Oh,
Whoa.
yeah.
okay,
Oh,
okay,
man.
okay, okay, okay. Hang on,
You're in
hang
the
on, hang on.
minority in this league.
No, no, no. Gen 6, old Atlanta. Absolutely, 100% all day long. Gen 6, old Atlanta. Wednesday night, I had some of the best racing I've ever had at New Atlanta. Um, basically could have led the race if I wanted to, stayed behind. I ended up 2 laps down because I got busted doing 75 and a 45. That sucked. But I managed to race my way back to the lead lap in 20 some laps, cautions and wave rounds and stuff like that, and racing against other, lap down cars and stuff. But New Atlanta with this aero package is amazing now. The cars get loose, they get tight. It's good solid racing. I enjoy it. It's kind of like a hybrid super speedway now. But I mean, if it's old Atlanta, then it's old Atlanta. You got to deal with the heat, and that's going to be just fine too.
I will tell you
Yep.
that if we'd put New Atlanta on this schedule, the veterans of this league would have chased us out of town.
You know what? We got Vegas on here, don't we?
We do.
Yep.
Yeah. So, Vegas is fun too.
We are very dominant in the last half of the season, just basically because like we did the playoff format. We didn't want to do like short tracks or
Yeah.
super speedways. We didn't want it to come where it was like out of the driver's hands to run for a championship. You get to Talladega, and then anything can happen. You get a short track, anything can happen real fast. And we tried to put it in the driver's hands more. I mean, honestly, we haven't raced New Atlanta in probably. I think we did it once, and it was a little chaotic. We haven't tried it again. Maybe it's something we try in the summer series just to see how it goes
Well,
again.
I mean, even if it's
But
in the off season, just a
that's what I
fun run,
mean.
I
Yeah,
think would be enjoyable just because the way the aero package is now. 2 cars were able to pull away from the entire pack. Like I
yeah.
was just shoving the hell out of somebody, 2 cars, and it was just amazing.
I will say I do enjoy watching that as a plate track compared to Daytona and Talladega right now.
Yeah.
It's a way better race to watch, and it races like Talladega and Daytona used to. So
Yes.
it's definitely a lot more fun to watch. I haven't personally ran it in a while, so maybe it's something we try and we'll see because that's the type of drafting that I like doing. I don't
Yeah.
like having to stay in line. I don't like that we save fuel half the races sometimes. We are even doing it in sim racing, and that's
We were
I'm just like man,
we were doing
one,
that too.
can we push? Let's push. Like, who
Yeah.
cares?
Hey,
We were
Brandon,
doing that too.
Brandon, you weren't in duel number 2 of the Interleague 500. We're trying to save fuel for the whole 30 laps, like
I
I
was
was.
no,
You
I was
were,
race control for that one,
yeah,
and I was
that
watching
was,
it, and I was just like, these guys aren't gonna make it, and then everybody made it.
yeah, 8 of us made it, right? Yeah, 8. I
Yep.
finished 8th, and I thought in the back, I'm like, oh, I mean, I was half throttle the entire time. I'm going, these guys are, 5, 6 seconds, 8 seconds ahead of me. There's no way they can make it. Well, what I wasn't thinking about was they had guys behind them pushing them, so they were on the throttle even more than I was. So, but yeah, the fuel saving at Daytona Talladega is just it's ruined it in real life, and it's kind of ruined it on the sim at this point. I was listening to the iRacers Lounge podcast. Shameless plug for them guys. Comes out every Friday. I was listening to it today actually at work, and they were complaining about in the Daytona 500 on the sim, it turned into fuel saving. So, Chris,
Yeah.
here's a question for you. What's
All
more
right.
important in this league, raw speed or race IQ and race strategy? In your
It
mind,
is 100% IQ and strategy. Any fool can hot lap, but you've got to be able to, you've got to be able to make it through to the end. I mean, and you can see it. There's some guys in the league that have been going through some stuff, and you can see it absolutely on the track. There's some fast guys that have been going through some stuff, and you could see it on track. They get a little reckless. They've got the speed. We'll move out of my way. But you get the guys that may not be the fastest guys on track, but they've got that IQ. They can see something happen before it happens, and they're able to position themselves in a way to dodge it. I cannot for the life of me figure out how to do that. Apparently, um, I can be like, hey, that guy's gonna wreck. I should probably go here, and then the next thing you know, the guy's there, and I'm like, well, I guess I chose wrong. So But yeah, the IQ, the racecraft is always going to beat raw speed, hands down. It doesn't matter what day it is.
Yeah, that's one thing I usually pride myself on is trying to. You just got to be there. Just make it to the end. Just survive
Do
and
what you
get to
can.
the end.
Yeah.
And most of the time, you'll end up top 10. And luckily, sometimes you'll get a top 5. And as you said, like your
Yeah.
teammate, that's what Kip does. Kip
Yeah.
top 5 people to death. And I mean, I don't think he's won yet this season, but he's only about 15 points behind Pogo. So
Yeah.
just
Yeah.
shows.
He's due. He is definitely due, and hopefully, I don't know about Wilkesboro, but I know I'm gonna I'm gonna help him and Daniel both get a dub this season. If I can get one, great. If I can, that would be fantastic. But those two need dubs to advance through, and that's the important thing is focusing on them. If I can pull 20 points, 21 points ahead of Frank, then I'm going to be a little selfish. But for right now, I'm going to race my race Sunday night. I'm going to see if I can't get out, lead a lap, get a point. I don't think I'm fast enough around that track to get the pole, but I can at least try and lead a lap. Whether it's through strategy or just sheer dumb luck, I will do my absolute best and see what I can get.
How much time have you put in at North Wilkesboro on the sim this week?
0.
That's me. I don't get on until we get practice, and
No,
sometimes I don't
What
even
you got
do the
this
practice.
weekend?
no,
I'm there for.
because like I could practice Tuesday, and it's going to do me no good on Sunday. I'd rather basically Sunday is when I get down. Like I've raced Wilkes many times. I understand the track and the package and everything like that. You've got a straight line break. You've got to arc it, or sometimes you can run it like Bristol and grab that diamond, but you're not going to know what the track is going to do until you get there, because for some reason, when you're in practice, the track never is the same as what it is on race day. So, it could be 90 degrees when I practice and track's 110 degrees when you're racing. It's going to be a whole different animal. So I'd rather get my reps in that day, get that rhythm fresh in the mind, and then go out and run.
Yeah, that's the same thing I have, and I notice sometimes if I practice too much, then I start feeling really comfortable.
Hmm.
I almost feel almost too confident in myself, and I'm like, this will be an easy weekend. I got this in the
Yeah.
bag, and then end up running 15th all night and being like, well, damn, that didn't. That's not how I practiced.
No, I've never said to myself this is going to be an easy weekend. I can honestly say everything I've gotten, I think I've gotten a couple of top tens in the season, and every single one of those has been hard fought. Like it's been dodging and ducking and diving and dodging and good pit strategy, and it's worked out. And I've had to fight for every single one of them, but it's been worth it. Lately top tens have felt like wins, and it's good. But I mean, you come out of it and you're just like, yeah, that was good. I got exactly everything I could tonight.
Yeah, I agree with that 100%. And this season, with opening up the IR, raising it up to 5,000, the guys we've had come in, um,
Yep.
I've really enjoyed it.
Oh,
I struggle to get in the top 10 now, but I'm learning so much from watching these guys that I think it's great. So we got about 5 minutes left. I want to do a quick rapid fire with you. So I'm going to ask you a series of questions. Give me the fastest answer you can, and then we'll do a quick closing. So you ready
All
for
right.
this? This is something new we're going to start tonight with our guest, and I'm going to do the same thing to Frank. The only thing is, if he's listening now, he's going to have a little bit of a head start. He's not real think on these, so you're getting them just blind.
That's fine.
Super speedway or short track? Which do you prefer?
Uh, Intermediate.
Option C. Win from the
Yeah.
pole or win from 20th?
Uh, 20th, man. That's so much more fun.
Clean race? Do you like a clean race? Or do you like a chaotic race?
I like a little bumping and banging. I enjoy knocking fenders around. It is good when you're right there side draft and you get a little bump. That is good stuff. I enjoy that racing so much.
Okay, 5 laps to go. Let's say we're at an intermediate track. You want the inside or the outside lane?
I want the outside.
Okay. What's the most intimidating track on the schedule for you?
This one.
Okay, fair enough.
Wilkesboro. No, actually Darlington. Darlington is the most. Yeah. I can never run the same lap twice at Darlington.
I don't think you're alone in that. And then the last two can put you in a spot. Who's the funniest driver in the league so far?
The funniest?
Yep.
Oh God, I don't know, man.
Just make you crack up on the radio.
I don't know. I never really heard too many jokes. They're always crying.
And then here's the other one for you. Who's the most serious driver on the track? Do you feel like?
God. I'm sure he's not this way in their team chat, but I feel like Pogo and that whole team. I feel like when they come in, those boys are locked in hard on what they're doing. And
we are locked.
They're probably cutting up during the race, but you wouldn't be able to tell it with how they drive. Like they are methodical, and it is yeah, that whole freaking team just yeah.
You want to comment on that, Brandon?
No, we come and we don't come to play. We're there to get trophies.
So
there's a reason I joined up with Jim and Pogo this year.
Yeah, they whether it's here or over at Sim 500 or like I've raced a few NIS races and officials with Jim. Jim is always set on kill, and the passion is very high with him. He takes it very serious. But one thing I will say to Jim, I can reach for Jim is I can reach out during the week and ask him a question. I did it today. Asked him his thoughts on something, and I got really good, clear feedback, and he gave me his honest opinion, and I really appreciate that. So I got a couple minutes left here. Chris, when the season ends and it's all done and over with, and we take that 3-week break, yes, our off season's all 3 weeks between this winter season and the summer season this year. What has to happen for you to call this a success this season?
Consistent finish. That's it. I need to finish a little bit better. I need to not get caught up in so many wrecks. I need to start making. It's not like I need to start I need better luck, is what it is. I think I need to go buy a rabbit's foot. Maybe get like some kind of maybe smudge the house, smudge my rig, get the bad demons out or something. I don't know, but I need a little bit better luck. I'm making good choices with strategy, fuel runs, positioning, stuff like that. It's just sometimes you can't avoid the unavoidable, and it seems like that's what I've been getting caught into, and I need to find a way. But I think too, when you push too hard, that's when you can get issues too. And I might be just pushing just a little too hard.
Okay. We got just a couple seconds left here. I'm going to turn the mic over to you. Give you a shout out. So who do you want to thank?
I want to thank you guys first and foremost for putting on this league. It's been great. Thank you for having me. And I want to thank Motion, the design team, or the graphic, the digital marketing, the marketing team. Everybody's been working with me. We had a pretty good scheme, and then we had the update, and I think I ran it one race, and now I've got to figure out what I can do again with it and get it converted over. So, yeah, but there's some good things coming. I mean, they're sponsoring real trucks. 2 teams, Eckes and Hemrick, are going to be running the Motion paint schemes for 5 races, finishing up in Talladega, which is appropriate since we're based out of Alabama. So
that's awesome.
It's good things coming soon from Motion.
That's awesome. It's been a pleasure to have you and all, your whole team here with us. You guys show up every week. You race good, hard, clean. It's trauma free. That's been a focus of the league this year is to, keep things off the radio, keep it off the Discord, have guys deal with stuff privately, and I really appreciate all you guys do to help with that. So thank you for that.
You're very welcome, and thank you.
And we'll see you Sunday night. You're going in 20 points behind Frank Zingen, our season 2 champion.
Yep.
Season 2, yep. And when Frank was on, I got a little tidbit here that I didn't realize until just now. But looking at the season from that year. But Chris, wish you luck. We're gonna have a rest of a good season, and we'll see you Sunday night.
See you guys.
Have a good night. That was Chris Progar, driver of the number 7 Chevy Motion car. And now joining us, if I get it moved over. Now joining us is the Season 2, back then as Riptide Radio Cup Series champion. He won by 7 points over co-host Brandon Garrand that season. Frank Zingen. Frank, how you doing tonight?
His mic's muted.
It is.
Hello.
Hey,
There he
Frank,
is.
how you doing tonight?
There he is.
Good. What's going on?
Not bad. Did you get to hear the intro at least?
Yeah, I got you guys.
Man, I did not realize it was 3 years ago of season 2. Where's the time gone?
I thought it was closer than 7 points. I thought it was like a point.
Yeah, I thought it was a point because I remember we were after the race. We weren't sure who had won the championship at the time.
Yeah, it all came down to who got the lap led or whatever.
Yeah, Frank had ended up leading the most points.
Yeah, that's what it was. Most laps, yeah.
Yeah.
Before you put your car up, let me throw this over here. I'll be honest. I'm going off what SimHub's telling me. And
I think the SimHub ones are a little off, just because when I put in like previous seasons, I didn't get to put in the chase for that. I just uploaded the points.
Gotcha.
So that kind of is reflecting like a full season points, which is still crazy after a full season. That's how close we were.
Yeah, and actually, I think it was. I think now you're right. I think it was a single point.
Yep.
Now that I'm thinking about it, that was a 17 race season. Frank, you had 15 top 10s that season, 9 top 5s, and 2 wins. Pretty damn good season.
All those wins.
No, you didn't. You certainly did not. One
The
was
Chicago one you did not.
The Chicago one I did. Everybody wrecked going into the pits.
Dover. You won
the
Dover
one
that
I won.
season.
Dover I won.
Yeah.
That's what it was. I have it backwards.
Yeah, Dover I won. Chicagoland, everybody wrecked going to the pits.
Yeah. So, so you go into Sunday night at North Wilkesboro, 20 points up on Chris. How you feeling about that? Do you like North Wilkesboro? Do you not like it?
It's all right for me. I don't. I love short tracks, but I don't like the carnage that comes with them usually. But last year we had a pretty good race there. Yeah, it's all about just keeping the fenders clean on this thing. Hoping, since we don't have a fast repair anymore, and just hoping you don't get too much damage and be done.
Yeah, so you've been around 4 seasons. This is your 5th, right? Yeah, this would be your 5th.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts on no fast repair? We know we're 2/3 way through the season. Do you like it?
It's way better. Yeah. We used to have, what did we have, 2 fast repairs at one point?
The year that you won, we had 2 fast repairs.
Yeah, it was crazy. It was
wild
crazy
to think of now.
Yeah. Don't forget that we had a 2000 Irene cap then too. So
yeah, that too.
Yeah.
We've all come a long way since then. Oh, yeah. I personally, I'm liking the no fast repair, and I ran a recruitment race over the weekend with another league, the next gen, and it was 2 fast repair and I think 4 sets of tires for like 60 laps, and I was like, what is this? I didn't know what to do with it. It's like, how do you put that many tires on it? And then we got to race, and I saw how those guys put that many tires on, so it made me thankful for what we got. We get back to the question sheet. Brandon, you got anything you want to ask Frank off the bat? Want to
Yeah,
get
so
back to my questions?
Kind of asked the same question I had for Chris was, I mean, you kind of said it, keeping the fenders on it, but is this a race where you're just going to be mostly monitoring where Chris is running all race in a way? Like, you got to keep 20 spots ahead, or you only got to be 20 spots behind him in a way. 19. Depends on if you guys lead laps and all that stuff. But is that mostly just what you're watching this weekend? Or are you going out there and being like, you know what, I still want to win a race? Like,
No,
I
I'm
don't
just
care
gonna
if I
go out and
wreck
run
this
my own
car.
race. I'm
Yeah.
gonna run up my own race like I usually do. I rarely points race. I think Darlington is the only time I've stayed out just to lead a lap. But that was just because I was up front at that point. Normally, I don't stay out that late. I usually try and save my tires, and wherever I fall, I fall.
Frank, historically over the seasons, you've been the guy that someone's fast you, they run you down, you let them go, and you say, "I'll get you in 20 laps." You talk about saving your tires. Um, you give guys plenty of room to race. Um, you've seen the influx of the new people into the league. How would you rate the racing this season compared to other seasons?
It's definitely a lot harder, but that's because everybody here is really cutthroat now. I'm winning, and that's where we're at. I mean, the give and take is still there, but the people that are here to win are here to win, and they're not gonna just pull over for you because you're coming on newer tires or faster tires. They're there to race you hard. Previous years we didn't have that. We had a lot of give and take, and everybody was kind of learning about each other. And it's better this way. I mean, you definitely learn a lot from guys that were in the eNASCAR or any of those series or higher up, with high I ratings.
Yeah, and the other thing too, like we in the previous seasons, by this point in the season, we would dwindle down to 12 to 15 cars almost. So kind of easy. We were way more spread out back in the day. Like not now. You're in 15th, you're running on somebody's door. You're in 20th, you're running on somebody's door. So it's just we're tight on top of each other right now, more than in previous seasons, at least in my eyes.
Well, it's also with the next gen. I mean, there's no give and take with that car. It's just you got to take all the spots you can get with it. It's hard to pass. Air sucks when you get in front of somebody or somebody gets in front of you and they're blocking your air. You just get plowing tight. That's why if you qualify up front, you want to stay up front with that thing.
Yeah, Frank, I know that historically you've been really good at Michigan. I think you've probably it's safe to say you like Michigan. Um, we've practiced a little bit there this week. Really haven't focused. Our team hasn't focused on North Wilkesboro really at all because we're all are locked in. Um, I'm happy to say, and I think you'll probably like this, and Brandon probably will too. Is the last couple of seasons we go to Michigan and it's kind of been draft dominant. You can't shake guys in the draft. Um, Racing there this week with Johnny and stuff, and turn some left there, Steve. Um, Tire wear is coming to play there, and the draft doesn't keep you up like it did. If you lose 2-3 tenths in the corner, you're only going to get maybe a tenth and a half back down the straightaway. So, as we transition from, I guess Brandon and I would call it more the super speedway short track portion of the schedule into the intermediate track heavy, is that something you're looking forward to, is having the room to race and it not be in the short track or super speedways?
I don't know about that. I mean, the whole Michigan is. I don't know. I don't know my opinion on that really.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if it's any different than I think we had the recruitment race earlier this year, and I felt like the cars could really get away from each other. You could race all over the track. So
yeah, that's
for
what
that to be like the first playoff track, I think that's going to be a good first playoff track.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like this build here is different than what we had a year ago, where if you go back and watch that race, it was like It wasn't Talladega or Daytona, but it was you had 8-9 cars in a pack and you were passing each other, every lap down the straightaway. Someone would get a massive run. And is there a track left on the schedule, Frank, that you're looking forward to? Like you're going, that's one I really can't wait for.
I guess I would say Dover, just because we got the No Bull, the BG Graphics Bull.
Yeah, I forgot about that.
Yeah, I'd say probably Dover, but I mean, I don't know. I used to sit here for hours and try and figure different lines out. Now I just show up on Sunday or Friday night and race. I don't even do any practicing anymore. I don't have the time. So I think just probably that Dover race. I'll maybe look at it for 1 hour or something before.
With that being said, I mean, once if you make the playoffs here, once this reset happens, we're all going to be even. Do you think that the way the schedule lines up, that you could possibly make a run at another championship?
No, not with these guys. These guys are good. These guys don't even practice, and they know how to save tires and all kinds of stuff. I mean, yeah, we're all on triples, but I mean, direct drive wheels make a huge difference for some of these guys. I don't even have that anymore. I still got a G29. I got the inverted Fanatec pedals, but that's about it.
That's what I was going to ask you is what you raced on for a setup.
Yeah, no, I still got a G29 wheel, and then triple monitors. Actually, I got 4 monitors, triple monitors, and 1 monitor above that's got all my timing and scoring, and just inverted V3 pedals from Fanatec.
We talked to Chris and we asked him, and I'll ask you the same question: is at the end of the season, when it's all said and done, what would make you say this was a successful season for you, and you're happy with the results of where you ended up?
Just being competitive with some of these guys. I mean, these guys are higher I rating than I've ever raced with normally. I mean, I used to be in a couple top splits if I raced during the week, but I'm dropping hard on that because every time I race now, I don't finish in the top 15. So my rating just drops like crazy now. So I would say just being competitive with some of these guys.
Now was it last season before you had a baby, so that's definitely probably affected the amount of time you're on the sim and stuff. How old is your child now? I'm trying to remember.
She's gonna be 2 in 2 months.
Yeah, that's a great age. They really start to they become very interactive, and they're like a sponge, just learning every little thing. And
Frank's gonna start putting her in the sim.
Yeah.
She's gonna be the sim driver for the team, logging laps during the week, so the boys know what they need.
She's gonna be in a golf sim, not a NASCAR sim.
And nothing wrong with that. If I had a garage, I'd have a golf sim. That's for sure.
That's where mine's going.
Yeah. So basically, we're gonna lose Frank here. He's gonna be playing golf all the time, is what I'm hearing.
No. I still have this thing, but.
Which car do you prefer, Frank? The Xfinity car or the Cup car?
Xfinity. It's harder to drive, a lot looser, funner. Really feels like the old ARCA cars where you just felt like you're topping on RPMs, and they're just swaying back and forth down the backstretch.
You're actually driving it.
Yeah. This next gen car is like a brick on wheels.
And the new ARCA car is
we're all driving Cybertrucks out here.
And the new ARCA car is kind of a lower power model of the next gen. It seems like I drove it for the first time in a race a couple weeks ago, and it just felt like it had some similar characteristics. It seemed to be wanting to be more on the tight side and just numb.
They had like 20 minutes the other day. I did an ARCA race at Daytona, and the second someone gets on your right rear quarter panel, it just sucks you right into them.
Yeah, the ARCA car was nice when the new one was nice when it first came out, but ever since some of the updates, it's just not as fun as what it was. But I feel like that's what they do with most of these cars.
Yeah,
they're pretty good at first, and then every update, it seems like sometimes they get a little bit worse and worse.
remember the next gen when it came out on the sim for the first season? You could flat foot it almost everywhere you went.
Yep.
Tire wear was non-existent. Goes back to back then we were all 1,000, 1,500 irate. It was probably good for us, but I'm sure we wouldn't like it now.
No, I like the off throttle time. I don't like flat footing it all the time. So, is what it is. I love the Xfinity car more. That's more my style.
That's been a pleasant surprise. That series, the girls we've had in it, I think there's some tweeting to do with it around start time. I know there's 4 or 5 guys that have communicated that it's too late. There's some guys that think it's right. I don't know. We haven't really talked about if we're going to run that in the summer or not. I know Friday night's probably difficult summertime. So we may have some time to think about, what we're going to do for start time on that. But we got some time. What are your thoughts on that, Frank, as far as like start time on Friday nights? I know you don't get hit all the Xfinity races. You like the 9:30 start?
Yeah, I like it later because I put my daughter down, then I don't have to have my wife watch her. She only has to watch her on Sunday then. So I like the later starts.
You got anything else you want to ask, Brandon?
No, I don't think so. Maybe I get the real thoughts of Frank. How'd you guys really feel when I left the team this summer?
Man.
Wow.
Really,
Were you heartbroken?
Really put us in a pinch. We were gonna send over a cease and desist order, like Chris Gabehart, for stealing all our information.
Did he take the laptop with him?
Yeah. Of course I did. I had to take all the information.
Yeah, he linked up his Google Drive to everything, and out the door he went.
Is it true you guys tried to stick Kenny in his duffel bag as he went out the door?
Oh, we can't. We need Kenny. Kenny's our guy. He tells us how we got to run all the time.
Are we gonna
even if he's not racing, he pops in and tells us what we need to do. Then he leaves, and then it messes us up. And...
Still one of the funniest moments last season when we're all racing and Kenny just jumps in and tries to tell us, hey, man, you guys got to be doing this. Like, Kenny.
I remember you telling that story last season, Brandon. I don't think we'll probably see Kenny this week. I have a feeling as we get into the bigger tracks, we're going to see more of Kenny. Can you confirm or can you confirm that?
I would say probably Dover, just because he's in the no bull, but it's a rare breed when you hear from Kenny. You don't. Sometimes he's he's hibernating right now. We don't know when he's going to come out of hibernation. Yeah. When he does, he'll let us know.
I like when he tells us, "Yeah, I'll be there," and then he just doesn't show up. All right, he'll pop on.
Or he does show up like 2 minutes later.
Yeah, I missed it.
It's funny because last week I'm watching some videos of streamers, iRacing streamers, and I ran across one that Logan Progar made a cameo in behind the guy, right? And the next day, next night I'm sitting here and I'm scrolling through, and same streamer is racing at Charlotte, I believe, or maybe it was Texas. No, Logan was at Texas. It was at Charlotte. And I hear this voice say, "What are you, an idiot?" And it was Kenny. So, 2 nights in a row, we had guys from our leagues on the same streamer's stream. It looked like they were about 6-7 weeks apart, looking at the date of the stream, but it was vintage Kenny.
He's one of the ones you'll never know. You never know what to expect. But that's why you enjoy him.
No, Kenny can get on my nerves, and I assume other people's, but he's been a staple in the series. And for a while, we kept extending the IR to keep him in the series. And I do miss when Kenny's not racing with us because he brings a passion to what he does that is enjoyable. So, Frank, we wrote out a new segment tonight. I don't know if you got a chance to listen to Chris. If you did, you're going to have a leg up on him. We're going to ask you a series of questions. If you just give us a real quick Quick answer. Super speed or short track? What do you prefer?
I have to say super speedway these days. I mean, we've been pretty fast at them lately. I think it's because of Kenny.
Kenny is the king of.
Yeah, he's taught me a lot.
He's clearly taught Brandon a lot. Brandon won in the truck race at Daytona, and he was in position last night to do it again. Where'd you end up last night, Brandon?
I ended up third. So, I was a sitting duck. I'm leading the last 5 laps or so. Or last 10 laps I was in front, and I had 3 guys behind me, and I was like, they're going to dump me here eventually. And I was slowing the pace down so much because Arabia was on the outside of us.
Yeah.
And I was like, if I can just keep him out there, like, they won't be able to make a move to the outside. But eventually he backed off on the last lap, so they could get around me. But drag race, Joey kind of side drafted and luckily still ended up with a podium finish.
Yeah, I raced the Daytona 500 last weekend. I was leading most of the race, and I had to go somewhere. So I had, with like 10 laps to go, there were so many cautions at the end, I had to park it.
Yeah, that's no fun.
Had you run that before, Frank, or was that your first time running it?
That was my first time running it.
Would you rather win from the pole and dominate the race, or win from 20th?
20th.
Do you like a clean race or a chaotic race?
A clean race. I don't like cautions. I like it to play out, and whoever saves their tires ends up being there.
5 laps ago on a restart, you picking the inside or the outside if you're the leader?
I'll take the outside.
What's the most intimidating track on the schedule for you?
North Wilkesboro.
Really?
That's
it's just I don't know. It's a bumper cars when it comes to some people with that track.
I feel like you've always run really well there. You're always in the top 4.
Yeah, I like running it. It just depends upon
everybody
who's gonna smash the gas coming off the corner and just loop it.
You just sit there, and then you get to the other end, like down at turn 1. You sit there, and your butthole puckers. You wait for someone just to dive bomb you and turn you. So yeah, I can get that. Who's the funniest driver in the league?
Man, Kenny Real.
Yeah, I was gonna say he's got me there.
Kenny or Arabia. Arabia cracks me up sometimes on the radio.
Arabia does.
He's funny.
I tell you something else that he had me about pissing my pants this season is Jim Ott. Jim has the ability to make his displeasure of someone known, and he's not over the top. It's just, I think he kept saying, "You weren't clear, bud," or
is this the Cody Meadows one?
Yeah, what was it? You're not clear, bud, or
yeah, it was because Cody had asked to join the Discord with us, and I just remember Jim going, "And that's why you're not in our Discord. Not clear, bud. Not clear, bud."
Yeah. And every time Cody tried to defend himself about the incident, not clear, bud, and finally, it was knock it off, but something like that, just you can't help but laugh because it was just so that dry humor that someone that's naturally sarcastic can just appreciate. And then the flip side of that, Frank, who do you feel is the most serious driver in the league?
Oh, serious. So, put Nick Larson. That guy don't talk. He don't talk at all.
You should be in our Wolfpack chat.
I had to reach out to Nick a couple seasons ago and tell him that he needed to challenge something because he wasn't even going to say anything.
Nick has a career outside of iRacing, obviously, and he works on a race team, and the guy, he probably is on the sim less than anyone I know. And Johnny was talking to him last last week about him to him. I might have been 2 weeks ago. The last time we were in the Cup cars. He's like, Nick, you get in here and sometimes he doesn't even get the full hour of practice, or 55-minute practice. He might get 20 minutes of practice. And he's just fast everywhere we go. And Nick's a guy that if he could put a couple hours a week into practice in, I think you'd see his iRating skyrocket. But Nick does take it serious when he's on the sim. You're right there. Give us a bold prediction for this week's race.
Go green the whole time.
If I recall, we almost did last year. If I recall, until like late in the race.
We went 72 green flag laps, and then the mother effing wheels came off it. But yeah, especially this group of guys. I think I don't think that's out of the realm of possibility, Frank. You're 100% right there. It's 10 after 8 already. Wow. Frank, is there any shout outs you want to give? Any sponsors, teammates, whatnot?
Yeah, I'll give a shout out to you guys for running the league. My ex-teammate, Brandon Garrand. I don't know if you guys heard of him. Probably my wife and my kid for letting me do this on the weekends.
Do you still have Busch Beer as a
Coach
sponsor?
Kenny. Coach Kenny.
Yeah, Coach Kenny. For his Bobby Knight impressions, throwing chairs across the racetrack.
Frank's sponsored by Hardy.
Yeah, it depends. And then my Busch Series is just the worst wreck at that track ever. I just pick a different car every week, whoever the worst wreck at that track ever was.
Are you racing the Busch Series tonight, Frank?
Yeah. I was looking for a paint scheme. I couldn't find anything worse at North Wilkesboro, so I was actually looking for a Natalie Decker paint scheme right now.
Oh boy. So what are your thoughts on that whole situation last week at Daytona with Natalie Decker?
I don't know. Everybody seems to love her now. All of a sudden, Kenny Wallace speaking her up.
What?
So she's taking her racing suit in to get clean because she's going to be racing some more races. So
that blew my mind that he was out there backing her behavior up.
Yeah, I don't get it. I don't know why anybody puts her in her car anymore.
I'll just come out and say it. My feeling is Kenny was told to say that by NASCAR. I still feel Kenny is Mr. NASCAR. And, I think Carson, her comments on DBC Monday were spot on. Freddie Kraft was. Taylor came out, Jade came out. They all came out without naming any names. You knew who it was aimed at. And personally, I feel like, did anyone really think a female in NASCAR could get any more low class than Danica Patrick's tramp stamp in FHM? Well, we saw it with the whole bra and the Daytona fan zone. So
it's just a PR nightmare.
Yeah.
And
hey, any publicity is good publicity. That's how they probably see it. So it may not be the most positive, but everybody talks about her.
I'll be interested to see if Wawa continues that sponsorship. I know it's.
It's not even Wawa. Wawa's done left the building. It's or some Dickinson's like face cream or something.
Wasn't she at Wawa's though for a couple of appearances?
That was last year.
Does it have to do with her her Botox? Is that what the face cream's for?
Probably. I mean, jeez. Not a wrinkle in sight.
And then, so you guys are up to speed on the whole comment she made on the podcast, right, about her husband?
Yeah.
Yeah,
that's the worst.
That's what I think.
Where I say it's even more.
That's what sparked the negative to her for the weekend.
How does that? But that, I mean, her bra and her comments post wreck on the radio are getting most of the attention. But the comments around on the podcast around her husband and her being 14 and him being over 18 and that dynamic, to me, that should disqualify her because she's out there bragging about it. That should just be, that's a bad look for NASCAR.
You'll be able to catch more of it this week. She's on the Samantha Busch podcast.
Oh my God. Why?
Yeah, that's what we
Why
need.
would Samantha do that?
Yeah, that'll be interesting, but
Must listen.
yeah,
Okay,
we're gonna have her on in a couple weeks.
That's what I'm talking about. I'll tune in.
Well, we may have to. I may have to bring Cole back then to co-host that one because I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure that beef never got settled, and she ducked him on the go-kart challenge race.
Yeah, God, she got pregnant.
Are you implying that she did that just to duck the challenge?
Well, she said that was the only reason she couldn't do it, and it was her mom's birthday. She said when he wanted to do it. So.
Did Cole say, "I'll buy your mom flowers" if I remember right?
Yeah, that's exactly what he said.
Oh, okay, Frank. It's great having you on, and I think probably partway through the playoffs, we'll get some of the drivers back on and have a. We might try to have like a 6 or 7 person roundtable and get the playoff contenders in here talking maybe after the first elimination and then the second elimination. So, I have a feeling we'll be talking to you again for the season's out on the podcast.
Sounds good.
Okay, Frank. Thanks for coming on tonight, Frank.
Yeah, no problem.
Thanks, Frank.
That was Frank Zingen, currently sitting P15 in the playoffs, 20 points ahead of Chris Progar. Frank is our season 2. Back then it was Riptide Radio Cup Series, but it's the same Winston Cup Series it is now. Frank beat co-host Brandon Garrand by 1 single point that season. Boy, you look at that, the top 6 from that season, Brandon. It was Frank, you, Dave LaManga. Dave is semi-retired. I think he'll be back next season or the summer season maybe. Myself. Here's a name that you'll finally remember: Larry Murphy.
Oh, Larry. Yeah, Larry's. I miss racing with Larry.
I miss Larry.
He went and got his boat, and I ain't talked to Larry in probably over a year. So.
Yeah.
But yeah.
The last time.
Actually, speaking of Larry, he's the one that raced. He's the one that won the race at Atlanta when we did the drafting style track there.
Really?
I remember I pushed Larry and helped him get out front there. So. Yeah.
And then Johnny Barker was 6th that season. So, of the top 6 in season 2, 4 of us are still around and kicking. I tried to get Larry. I said, Larry, just go buy a PC and come back and be race control for us. You don't have to have a sim to do that. You can have a single monitor and blimp view and just be race control. And I thought I had him almost talked into doing it, and then he realized, well, it's Sunday. Back then we were Sunday afternoon, I think, still at 4 o'clock, right?
Yeah, and, we were a little bit earlier in the day.
Yeah, and he realized that was gonna possibly disturb his boating time, so I can't blame the guy. But, Larry, if you're still listening, I think you're still in our Discord, so you might be listening. If you're listening, Race Control is still there. We can probably even dig up a collection plate to get you paid for it. So, if nothing else, Larry, we'd love to have you come on and visit some night. But okay, Brandon, it's 8:15. You know what that means?
Yep.
It's time to wrap up. And what you're going to live and we have to do our picks. Let's start with picking the 15 spot.
I think it's going to be Frank. I think 20 points is a lot to make up. Frank's a smart racer. He won't put himself in a precarious situation. So, unless, like he said, like some bad luck happens where it gets to be bumper cars, but I think Frank's going to be smart the first half of the race, and then This might also be a track where we might not even. You never know. We might not even get 20 drivers. I think we will. We've been getting really good numbers lately, but you never know. So, I think 20 points is a lot to make up in one race, especially because this race isn't like drop eligible. All the points count from now on in the Cup Series. So,
Yeah,
20 points is a big gap.
I would 100% agree. Just because of if it was 5 points, even 10 points, I would say, there's a shot. I believe Frank's going to play 100% prevent defense the first half of the race, kind of like you said. Chris really has to draw the inside straight to get into the playoffs. He's got to have almost everything go wrong for Frank, and everything goes super right for him. I think even if Frank was to have a bad night and Chris had a good night, I think Chris would still have to get 1 or 2 bonus points to get there. So I think it's an uphill battle, which is too bad because Chris has plugged along the races he has been here, and I think at one point he was down like 23rd, 24th in points, and he's worked his way back up into the one spot out. So let's go to the Busch Series.
And I mean, the way during the interview, he seemed like really like thrilled with just the fact that he's fought back. So
yeah. We already talked about the Cup, the 50th. Let's pick the Cup winner. Who are you going with?
All right, so Cup winner. You want to go first, or you want me to go first here?
I'll probably take your pick if I go first. I'm going to pick Mike Kelly.
Let's see here. Who do I want?
I'm taking the 43 of Mike Kelly.
You know what? Give me Johnny. Give me Johnny Barker. Johnny needs to turn his luck around, and he had more like as you said last night. He had more bad luck again last night, and it can't happen all season, can it?
I didn't think it would happen more than the first 2 or 3 races, and it's just every week for that poor guy. Last night, he's 2 trucks behind me on the outside lane. Wreck happens 4 or 5 rows ahead of me. I think you were right behind me, right?
I was right beside it. I was right beside the wreck.
And the guy goes down on the...
I was watching it.
Guys get together. Guys goes down on the apron. It felt like, I don't know you, but it felt like they were on the apron for half a day. And as I'm coming up on him, I see, I think, was it Kevin Stone? It was a green and white truck. Just hook right.
No, there was another. It was a new guy. He said he'd just come back, and I don't think he had time to update his paint. I remember he was in the post-race peer meeting, and he was talking about how he had reached out to Joey, and Joey told him, "Yeah, we're racing tonight. Like, get in here." So I don't think he had time to change, but he was racing basically kind of looked just like Kevin's, but I don't know. I can't remember the name off the top of my head, but
I don't think you could have got a deck of playing cards between my rear bumper and his left front bumper. And I watched Johnny just...
You were close, and I thought... I feel like Johnny was following Steve, too, so Steve must have been really close to that also.
It was. It almost got all 3 of us Wolfsback drivers. And I watched Johnny hit him, and I watched Johnny's hood go flying up, and all Johnny said was, "I'm done."
Yeah, no luck, but... I mean, it was a good race last night. Only 1 caution at a super speedway, so...
Yeah, that was a good race. I'm really enjoying that league. I want to give a shout out to the guys over at Sim 500. There's a bunch of us running that limited series. I know you run the Cup Series. Steve's gonna run the Cup Series. He's just been at work. He's been out of town on Monday nights. Pogo's running that too, right? Or he signed up for it, right?
Yep.
Him and Jim.
Pogo was gonna run Monday, but he was sick the Daytona race. I got suspended for this weekend, so I won't be at Atlanta, which kind of doesn't bother me. I don't really like Atlanta, the new one, so I wasn't planning on running anyway, so we'll take the suspension. But also want to shout out to Chop Shot. I mean, me and you are racing in that on Saturdays, so
yep, that was my
another fun league. Yep.
And I guess that's a good seg. Go ahead.
Yeah, segue to the no. Yeah, good segue right into our Xfinity pick.
No, I was going to segue
O'Reilly Busch. Oh,
into the Interleague 600. So
ooh, yep.
those you guys that are in the Interleague 600 Discord, you should seen it today. We're starting to put on the legwork. We've been working with Jason over at Signature Esports to figure out a date and time that would work for him, and it actually became very easy because he had one Saturday that he could really make it work, and that's going to be April 25th. It's going to be either 2 or 3 p.m. start, probably 2 p.m. It's going to be 600 laps 400 laps at Charlotte, full length 600 mile race. We do have a sponsor that will announce next week that's going to pay for the broadcast. So 100% of the entry fees will go into the race purse. Tentatively, we're looking at a $25 entry fee for 80 spots. That'd be a $2,000 purse. And first place would pay $350 the winner. We're going to pay it all the way back to 15th if we get the 80 cars at $25 a piece. And 15th would pay $50. So top 15 are guaranteed to double their money and then some. But we did put a post up in that Discord, asked if guys thought $25 was a reasonable entry fee or if they thought that was a little steep. We're not married to that entry fee. We're just trying to balance an entry fee that gets us the most participants in cars and still pays a decent purse. So you guys listening, hop in that Discord if you're in it. Give us your thoughts on entry fee. And I think, Brandon, you know, you're in that chat. You know, you're in Joey's brainstorm. What are your thoughts on, qualifying, lock-in, and then have
I won't
heat
lie.
races?
I haven't really read the Discord in a while, as I've been down and out. But I'll have to peruse through it, and then maybe we can follow back up next Friday. But yeah,
Yeah.
I think that'll all be good. I'm really excited for kind of like a crown jewel series in a way, is what we're doing. So
Yep.
I like it. I think it'll be good, and yeah, Charlotte's a fun track.
And then one more part I want to shout to Jason over at Signature Esports. On March 28th, he has his esports annual SE1100. So it's kind of like what we were thinking about doing the double. It's a charity race and broadcast. It's jam packed and it's a lot of racing in a short amount of time. It's 200 laps at Indy, green flags at 2 p.m. and then the Charlotte 600. It's 400 laps to Charlotte. That starts at 6 p.m. So it's gonna be bang bang, and it's $10 per race or $20 to do the complete 1,100 miles. And this is go to charity. So I got the links posted in our Discord and our league partners for both Jason's Discord server and where to go to get the information on all for the DAV, the organization that he's supporting with this. So that gets us to Busch picks tonight. I'll let you go first.
I'm gonna pick Dustin Coggin. Dustin's good on the short tracks. He's been running really good lately, so yeah, that's my guy right there. I'm gonna pick Dustin.
There's someone I want to pick, but if I do, he's gonna shoot me, so I won't pick him. I'm gonna pick Cody Gibson. I think Cody's standards got to be up at this point. He's seen a pretty hefty league disappear in the last month, and I got to believe he's going to come in and try to hand people back their lunch money. He's going to say enough's enough.
Turn it back around. Yep, that's a good pick.
So, okay. I want to thank everyone for coming out listening tonight. We went a little bit long, but we had 2 great interviews. And we will be back next Friday night at 7 p.m. And we'll do a full-blown we'll do a quick recap of both the Busch Series race and the Cup race. And, of course, the G.Stone Motors 58 Series is back this coming Tuesday night. We'll recap that. Those will be really quick recaps. And then, Brandon, my thought is we'll do an in-depth playoff preview for the Cup Series.
Yep, that sounds great. I like
So
that. Yeah, back in the swing. Three nights of racing for 802. So yeah,
and then we got
really
Chop
excited to get
Shop. We
back
got the
on the home stretch here.
we got the Limited Truck Series, the 811 NC. So we got our NC 811. We got a lot of racing starting tonight, really.
Yep. Yeah, it's
So,
back in the swing. No more
okay.
break.
We'll catch y'all next week. Have a good night.
Yeah, see you guys.